It's only entertainment.
Welcome back to the Talking Hedge. I'm Josh Kincaid, capital markets analyst and host of your Cannabis Business Podcast. With me is Kirk of BLAZE. Kai, thanks for being with us on the Talking Hedge.
Pleasure.
What is BLAZE? What do you do?
BLAZE, we have software for dispensaries. We offer kind of the whole, what we like to call the operating system for dispensaries. So that's your point of sale software to do checkouts, your inventory management, integration with your compliance platforms like Metric or BioTrack, or like CCRS in Washington. And then also delivery is a big part of that.
Okay, so it's kind of all-encompassing, not just the typical kind of inventory management, but a lot more. And not to say that that's not important. I think it is huge. There's one of my favorite products right now is this 3.5 gram blunt stick, breath long, but they were out for $5. And I was thinking, okay, maybe they have spider ones, maybe they have some kind of issue in their facility. But no, it was just that the turnover inside of the store meant that the purchaser never made the call to buy.
That's the worst.
Why did the manufacturer call and be like, yo, how come you're not buying from us?
Welcome to the cannabis supply chain. It's very fragmented, as you probably know, right? Especially, even in mature markets like California, right? But we're trying to, at least from the point of sale side, put insights and analytics that people, buyers can take a look and say, okay, what's my run rate on products? How many days do I have left? What products do I have in inventory that I've had in inventory for 6 months, right? I've got $100,000 of inventory that's wasting money. So we're trying to provide solutions like our analytics and help develop.
Is there anything just simply a pantry alert? Like, your pantry of pre-rolls are 20% low on this. Is there anything like that where it would trigger an alert for somebody who's not paying attention? Because I'm in a state in Washington where there's 2,000 SKUs and a lot of turnover.
Yeah.
Versus a limited license state, Nevada, Arizona, all of New York, whatever. All of these other places have very limited product, and I think the inventory control is easier to manage. But nonetheless, turnover doesn't help. So, is there some kind of alert system that you have? How do you keep track and alert in order to keep product on the shelf and money moving?
Yeah, we have a low inventory threshold that they can sell under different products. We're looking to actually take that to the next level and have that be more dynamic based on your run rates. But currently, the customer will get if they hit that low inventory threshold, like, hey, you've got X amount of this product left. You probably should do something about it. So that's kind of ideally the fail-safe if the order isn't really keeping up with that run rate and releasing those orders a week or so at a time to make sure the distribution time and everything can actually get on the shelf.
Right.
We're all about trying to make sure that optimize our delivery. If you come in and wait, see what you want, you might be walking away and never come back to that dispensary again if you find it next door or something for service. Right.
Well, how do you keep up with all of the changes on the technical side of compliance? Because that's a huge aspect too.
We try very hard. It's a constant battle. We have 2 people on our compliance team that are constantly just researching the regulations. We have a development team of 6 that are dedicated to just compliance updates. And for example, like in California, we have last minute changes that come all the time. We just had one that last week we just found out that we're going to have delivery manifest as of January 1. Set to metric. So it's like the whole electronic manifesting thing that we have to do on the back end. But all the government did at that time when they notified everyone is also send out a survey saying, make some public comment. So they haven't even finalized what's going to happen, but we have to have it in by January 1. We're going into the holiday season, the holidays happen. We have to be nimble and on our toes because they're also doing tax changes, which they still haven't finished all the guidance on, moving excise tax around. So it's a lot of states, Metric releases last minute things, and so you just have to be really dedicated to keep up with that in all the states.
And so that's all in one dashboard or different dashboards? Like how do each facility look at all of this? Because if we're talking about vertical integration, right?
Yeah.
The grow and the retailer come out of the same company, but yet there's different individuals that are looking at each thing. So is it intuitive? Is it self-explanatory? Because compliance, people don't really understand compliance in this industry.
We find our support with that as an education.
Yeah. What does that look like?
it's pointing them to the right resources, but a lot of times just explaining to them how metric works and making sure they've gone to the right metric classes or biotrack classes and they actually understand what's going on. But it's unfortunately to them, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, I did all this stuff, I have my license, I'm running my dispensary, BLAZE is doing it, right? And then they get some audit and they find out that they didn't set certain things up right, and everything we've been sending has been right, but maybe they started some of this inventories wrong and don't understood how to do certain things. So it's a constant thing where we're trying to make sure we can help them be as compliant as possible. And in the future, we're working on new product pieces where we can actually try and give them more of like alerts and warnings when things are getting out of the right? We can look at metric for them and say, okay, here's some mistakes you might have made. Right? While BLAZE has done everything right from what you put into it, if you've gone out of the system and done things right, we want to make sure we do that.
What are some best practices for the new emerging markets, new states rolling out? I always say that practices make perfect, but failure does. And Washington State is like that petri dish experiment you can just learn from. What are some of the key takeaways or points, failure points that you've learned from that you can pass on to these new rollouts?
Like from the state regulatory side of things?
Yeah, or compliance, or inventory management, or anything. There's a lot to play.
There's so much to unpack. When it comes to like just the state bodies making the regulations and the rules, trying to keep it as simple as possible, trying to model it after another state and come to agreements with other states. I see the future of when you talk about either states' rights or federal laws dropping, which will be years down the road, right? Regardless of what Biden said. How are you going to be able to, compliantly move a product across state lines if they all have different rules and regulations, right? So we've had some states that have tried to come together and work on a state's right to actually figure out how they're going to do some of that, but even still, every state rolling out and deciding, oh, we're going to do this differently and this differently, and you really have a bunch of regulators who haven't consulted candidates, right? And they haven't consulted people in the space or software companies who are dealing with it and ask the right questions, saying like, how can we do this right? This is what we're doing. Can you help us understand if this is correct? We spent some time in New York working with their Cannabis Control Bureau up there actually a few weeks ago, just educating them more because they're getting ready to roll out their social equity program to 100 to 150 licenses. It was interesting to see when we started educating them on the performas and what the different size stores could be, what they could expect to get revenues, what they might expect to pay in rents. The whole program they were doing for social equity could have potentially had some rents that were too high for anybody to use, right? And so there's a lot of education we did. They could ask for more information, which we provided as much as we could because we just want to succeed, right? And I would say for new governments going into things, the more you can lean on people who've already got industry experience and learn from their data and analytics, the better we can make better informed decisions.
BLAZE has a lot going on. Is there a way that you prioritize the important features that you offer? Would you say you have to be in compliance before you have, software or, like inventory? When you approach somebody, you have all of these options. How do you prioritize what to pitch? Or what to offer?
What to offer? Yeah, from what we have in our product suite right now, it's whatever fits what they have, right? But from building features and from what we're looking at for the future, because in the cannabis space we're all startups, right? There's not a single incumbent software company that came in just because they'll lose their banking, they'll lose their insurance, all the stuff that happens as soon as we're anywhere related to it, like we have, right? As a software company, we've had to go through all of those struggles as if we touch the plant. But for all of us, in the space, compliance is number one for us. We got to make sure our customers are compliant. Stability of the software is right up there. Like, make sure it works, we don't have bugs, make sure they can just get their job done, and then speed and performance is a big part of that, right? So our point of sale app, we try to make brainless. What we call it, stoner proof is what we want it to be, because we know a lot of bud tenders They come in and they leave. There's a ton of turnover in that position, realistically, right? So we want it to be really easy to train, and a budtender's like, what do I do? Oh, I hit that button, right? And then the fast budtenders, you see them and they can crank out transactions super fast, and you're able to turn people over in your dispensary quicker, right? Because that time waiting in queue is time that you might be losing customers. So, but when it comes to other new features, it's really trying to see what serves our customer base best. When we were a small company, we did what all startups do, is listen to every customer and build a bunch of features. And as you get bigger and you have 50, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 customers or more, you have to really narrow it down and say what serves the customer base best. And every time somebody brings a problem to you, really, customers bring solutions, right? Then you have to dig and say, well, what's the actual problem you're trying to solve with the solution you brought? And typically there's a better solution we can build that can serve the whole industry. And
when you're looking at the software side, do you have insight into the data on what SKUs are the most popular? Like what's moving off the shelves? Because I'm trying to figure. I think it'd be beneficial for a lot of folks to know what to. 40% is probably flower, but are you seeing more pre-rolls or more vape pens? Like, what's moving within your system?
It definitely does vary by market. We are in the midst of a project trying to normalize data, which you'll probably find is a big problem in the cannabis space. You look at reports from BDS or whoever, and maybe they have their categories, and maybe they're incomplete, and maybe their categories bleed over because we have a big problem that items come through in metric, and that doesn't have to tie up to anything in particular. Right? As a manufacturer, I can say this is a half gram, whatever pre-roll indica, and then I can next time say this is a pre-roll indica half gram, and name it anything I want every single time, even though it's the same SKU and the same product. And then the retailer brings it in, and they enter what they want in, right? And so now you have hundreds of retailers all with different product names, and all putting them in their own categories.
Bad data in and bad data.
Yeah, and so we're actually trying to solve that in a few different ways and normalize that. You see a lot of different companies have tried to build brand portals and be like, brands, just come do your data here, but last thing a brand wants to do is update the 17th website, right? So we're working with some data aggregators that we think can get some traction and potentially bring the data in there. We utilize that data, help them normalize their data more, and with that, we'll actually get some really good industry model. But it's a big problem just because there's no standardization, there's no common SKU, UPC code.
We talked about a lot. Anything else you want to cover?
So, I guess. Yeah, delivery and dispatch. That's one of the things that is really big in the space, and we saw COVID actually boost that. We always knew that people were going to want that Amazon type convenience, right? But it's the cannabis space, so every new market, people have to get educated, right? You're a new consumer to a brand new product, you want to go and touch and understand, talk to the bud tender, who may or may not know what you need, but who can give you some advice, and you can try different products. And eventually you're going to find your product, and you're going to want to make sure that you can just get that easily. You can just go online, order, pay a few bucks extra or whatever, it shows up at your door when you want it, save you time. And so, we've definitely leaned into delivery. We've got a dispatching product that, big companies like Microwolf and California utilize that are just all over the state and allow you to have like a single dispatch center that you can take a look at all the different locations that are doing dispatching and manage all those orders. And you have drivers that are out in the field. In California, we have something unique that we call the ice cream truck versus the pizza truck, which is pizza style. The order comes in, you make the order, you take it out. Ice cream truck is the guy driving around with all this product, and the order comes in, and he just drives right over and fills it. So we're able to track all those unique inventories for the ice cream truck or express delivery. But when the pandemic hit, it was interesting because it allowed us to kind of help educate a lot of our customers that were resistant to delivery.
Was that it was a resistance to on the compliance side. They didn't want it to leave the store without it being fully traced back to the customer. Or what was some of that hesitation?
It was more just like my dispensary's running well, growing. Like I can't add that. Like,
You've always done it this way.
well, a little bit. But it was just the fear of like, man, I have to get drivers and do I have to pay for vehicles and insurance. Like I can't even deal with that. I have too much going on, right? But then the pandemic hit, and they're like, how do I do delivery, right? So we had some webinars educating people in the different states, like, here's how you do delivery, here's how you get permits or authorization for it in your municipality. And so it was good that we were able to help educate a lot of our customers, because we were just seeing the trend that, like, we're just educating some of these customers. Like, you're wasting all this money in marketing, educating some of these customers.
All right. If people want to learn more about Blaze, where can they find more information?
Just on our website, blaze.me, blaze.me.
Easy enough. I think with that, we're going to have to roll this one up. So I want to thank my guest, Kirk with Blaze. Thanks for being on Talking Hedge.
Yeah, pleasure. Thank you, Josh.
I'm Josh McKay. This is the Talking Hedge. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, or don't. And I'm out.
Don't forget to smash that like button on your way out and check out these other videos that we've got.